All right, just kidding, guys. I figured, why do all of that research when I could bring the brain behind this deck to come on and talk about it with you guys? So I would like to introduce to you guys Thomas, aka Cookie Supreme, the man, the myth, the brain of this Jesmon deck. Before we get started though, Thomas is a fellow YouTuber as well, and he does some great commentary match videos. I'll link his channel in the description, so you guys hop on over there and show his channel some love. All right, Cookie, go ahead and take it away.
What's up, guys? So I've been playing Jesmon ever since the Structures deck came out, and I've been cooking up some stuff, so I think I got a pretty good grasp of how the deck's supposed to play. But this version is the Gankoo version, so you become unaffected and then swing your 3 checks or whatever, and then hope that your opponent doesn't have a response. But yeah. Starting off with the rookies, you have the the new BT23 Huckmon. It's a better searcher than the other one that searches the top 5. Grabs you 1 Royal Knight and then a Huck or a Sistermon in name, and has the inheritable to gain you memory when any of your white Digimon are played. And that comes up because your token is also a white Digimon, so no longer just locked into when you play a Sistermon. So, and it also works with your other cards in this deck too, but we'll get to that. Really good card. Next we have the Huckmon from BT20. Start a main, trash a Huckmon or Sistermon in name, or Royal Knight to draw 1, gain 1. This is your go-to card in the beginning to put things in the trash, get your memory, because you do get choked a lot in this deck, and sometimes starting your turn at like 2 is a lot better than 1. So really good card to run that at 4, and also the other Huckmon at 4. Other rookies we run are Ukomon, the BT16 one, the top 3 add a Digimon or Tamer. Searching in this deck is ideal. You need to do it a lot. This deck brick Jesmon. That's why it's red. It's crazy. I've lost games because I couldn't see cards, even though all of this deck is gas. But Ukomon, really good choke for, you know, if you don't have a rookie. Pretty good stuff. And next for our rookies, we have 4 of the Sistermon Blanc from BT23. She's really good because previously in Jesmon, you couldn't grab cards in your security, and that's where all your cards typically end up being. Like 4 times out of 5, I've played this card and then searched whatever I needed off the top of my deck. Like I'll just grab the new Jesmon off of there and off rip, and then I have full combo. And she also has an effect whenever she suspends that you can digivolve any of your Digimon into a Huckmon, a Royal Knight, or CS trait in the hand or trash, reduced by 1. So that really comes up whenever you don't have the pieces in your hand, or you just need to choke memory or do things a little bit easier. But yeah, we run at 4, really strong. I don't run any of the other Sistermon Blancs in here because I just wanted to get that consistency, seeing it out of security, since most of my cards do dig through the deck anyway. And for our level 4s, we have 4 of the BT20 Bao Huckmon. Main, you may play 1 Digimon card with Sistermon or Gankoomon in his hand, from your hand, reduced by 2. And he's really good because you can play out one of your Sistermons, like the Sistermon Blanc I was talking about earlier, grab a card that you need off top of security, continue your combo. He also is combos with the main Gankoomon, who plays out for 4 less when you have a Huckmon on the field, so he comes out for 6, and that really gets the ball rolling. Play him at 4, max him out. I do not play any of the other Bao Hucks in this build because we're mainly looking to get Gankoo out and then make our unbreakable board. Other level 4s, we have the BT23 Sistermon CL, blocker. When she suspends, you de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon, and on play, delete a 4 cost or lower. Really comes up whenever there's floodgates, you know, going against like purple decks that have their can't reduce play cost or memory gain ones, Gazi and Psychmon. Get them out of here. In earlier builds with Jesmon, I was playing the old Sistermon Awaken that pops a 5 cost or less. So I'm really grateful that they put this into a regular level 4 that does a lot. Other level 4s, we have the Sistermon Seal Awaken from BT20. She is insane. Having a Sistermon that can stun a Digimon or Tamer on play when Digivolving is insane. Like, you need to be able to stop your opponent from making plays after you know, take away 3 of their security. And if you play out Tamers after that, they get Tamers after that, you're kind of cooked. So being able to stun them is really strong. And she has a trash effect all turns when any of your Digimon are played. One of your Sistermon CL may Digivolve into it for free. So good, really good having that way to adapt to the game. Otherwise, you're just sitting there looking at all their cards and they're just turning it sideways, and then you lost the game because you couldn't stun one Digimon. On to the 5s. So we have BT20 Savior Huckmon. He is the star of the show. Well, second star of the show. On play when Digivolving, he deletes 5k or less DP. That's also getting rid of floodgates when you don't have the Sistermon CL. And also end of turn, by suspending one of your other Digimon, he can Digivolve into a Jesmon in name in the hand for free. So he's a really good panic button whenever you don't really have anything on board. You just really need one Digimon on board. So if you promoted a rookie that turn, or they wiped your board and left you with the Sistermon Blanc or whatever Ukomon on the board, you just drop him for 7, delete something, end of turn, suspend that other Digimon, and then you got Jesmon on board, and then you start going after that. So the days of bricking without a rookie are gone. You just need something on board. And that's it for the 5s. No other Jesmon, because we're cooking with Gankoo. And on to the level 6s, we have BT23 Jesmon. He is insane. Rush Alliance, and he can warp off of a regular Huckmon for if your opponent has a 10k or more DP on the field for 5, and really good card. Gets you out of situations where they just have a big body and you have nothing on the board after getting cooked. So really good stuff. When Digivolving and when attacking, either plays out one of your tokens or a Sistermon in name that you do not have currently on the field. So if you have a Blanc, you can't play a Blanc in CL and all that. Really good stuff. And then your turn once per turn, if you play another Digimon, this Digimon may attack. So you trigger that off of the when Digivolving, you play a token. Or if you have the other white option that plays a Sistermon, the Sistermon Trading Gem, that can trigger that too. But has like a pseudo blitz effect, so you don't have to, because we're already passing turn. So pretty good to swing there. And on our other 6s, we have Gankoo Mon from BT20. He is the one that reduces its play cost if I have a Huck, Jesmon, or Sistermon in name on the field by 4. So he'll play himself out for 8. And he's a reboot blocker, but we don't care about that. All we care about is the on play when Digivolving. One of your Digimon may Digivolve into a level 6 or lower Huckmon in its name, or a Royal Knight and trait from the hand or trash without paying the cost. So you play him off the Bow Huck for 6, and then he turns you into a Savior Huck, which then you can suspend this Gankoo off of with, or you can use that to warp into a Jesmon, or you can Digivolve him into the Gankoomon X Anybody for free, and then start your plays after that. And we run him at 4. Speaking of the Gankoo X Anybody, we play 2 of these. You can Digivolve off of Gankoomon for 2, but more than often the time you're not going to pay that cost. You're going to usually go for 1 less with the CL, or free off the Gankoo if you really just need to make your board unaffected. And speaking of board unaffected, he has when Digivolving, Digivolve 2, one of your opponent's Digimon. Then if Gankoomon or X Anybody is in the Digivolution cards, all your Digimon are unaffected by your opponent's Digimon effects until the end of their turn. And opponent's turn, all your Digimon with Sistermon, Huckmon, or Royal Knight gain reboot blocker. So that's really good when you give them 6 memory and you're able to spit out bodies off the Jesmon. That's going to play at least 2 bodies from his when Digivolving and when attacking. So you'll have like 4 bodies unaffected, blocker, reboot. That's pretty good. And that's it for the 6s. And for the level 7s, in this build, we're running 2 of the Jesmon GX. Really good ace for the deck. It can pop something when digivolving on play and when attacking by tucking under a Royal Knight card, just a card. It doesn't. This has to have Royal Knight in its traits. So card, really crazy stuff. Not Digimon card. Anything with Royal Knight, busted. But anything with as much or less DP as this card, when attacking on digivolving when on play. And then can unsuspend and trash cards equal to the number of for every 2 cards that are Royal Knight in this trait. So really good at closing the games if you have Gankoo and Jesmon on the field, so you can DNA to them, or you blast on their turn when you're unaffected, and then close out the game next turn. Really good stuff. I would run 2. You can run 2 or 3 of these. It just depends on how aggressive you want to be, and if you're running into issues of them getting around your board. Yeah, I just ran 2 because my other level 7, I'm running Jesmon, and he's mainly just to get around tamers and to stun wide boards, because he has on play when digivolving, suspend 5 of your opponent's Digimon or tamers, and then none of your opponent's Digimon can unsuspend until in their next unsuspend phase, and then he attacks. So he has that pseudo blitz that Jesmon, regular Jesmon has, and he has sec +1 in piercing. So in case they do have something big on the board, he just does whatever. And your turn, whenever your opponent's security stack is removed from, you can trash one of their option cards in the battle area and delete one of their suspended Digimon or tamers. I mainly use this against Hoodie to get rid of one of the tamers I suspended, and then that boost that they need to go into Hoodiemon. He's pretty cool. I ran him because I do not have Omnimon X Antibody. If you have that, I think you should run that over Jesmon. But budget options are really good, especially if it works. And for the options in tamers, I run 1 red scramble. I would love to bump this card up to 2, but 1 just seems pretty good, because if you see it, you can have a next turn in case they do clear your board to play out that Huckmon and put the Jesmon on top of security. Because if they cleared your board, oftentimes or not, they're going to have a 10k or more on the field, so you can then warp that Huckmon into Jesmon, who will then have rush and be able to swing, play out your sistermons, and then keep the cycle going again. Garnet Memory Boost at 1. This deck is red, black, and white, and you really need to see the Gankoo X Antibody, either in hand or trash, and this just helps filter out the cards that aren't. Honestly, you could turn that in for a red scramble if you're really hurting for more cards. Also, it's really good just to have that, because we don't have memory tamers in this deck, so being choked at 1 really sucks. You really need to be at 3 if you don't have anything on the board or just want to get things going, to then play like a Huckmon or a Sistermon to have that body on board to suspend with the Savior Huck, or just warp into Jesmon. So memory is very great in this deck, so 1 boost. Next, we're running 4 Master Disciple. Really good card. Search top 3, add a Sistermon or Huckmon or Royal Knight in his traits, and then trash the rest. In this deck, you really just need to get cards out of the way. You don't want to really put cards back to the deck, because this deck plays from the trash, digivolves from the trash or hand, all that good stuff. Tucks from the trash with the GX, and its delay is pretty insane. The next time you digivolve, reduce it by 1, and you can stack these, unlike with trainings, because it's the next time you digivolve. So if you pop 2 of these, you can wait for your next digivolve instead of having doing it immediately, so you can do some other shenanigans, or if you want to do some other plays that digivolve later on after you do something instead of immediately, like with trainings. And this can hit pretty much every card in your deck that's not Ukomon or Analog Youth or the other options, or can even hit itself. It's really crazy. And for our last 2 options, we run Crimson Blaze. Crimson Blaze is really good against decks that want to play bodies for free. Yeah, that's that's it. Crimson Blade is a really good card. You're playing red. You want to get this. You want to see this card. Shuts down Hoodie, and that's really good. And for our last 2 cards, we are running 2 Analog Youth. The thought behind this is similar to for Master Disciple. You just want to see cards either in your hand or in trash. So, yeah, it's just like 2 more for Master Disciples, but you know, it gives you a memory in case one of your Jesmon dies or something, and just filters out the deck. And for eggs, we run 3 Koromon and 2 Guri. You can go back and forth with either one, run 4 Koromon and 1 Guri, or either way. I mainly run the 3-2 split because sometimes I want that draw from the Gurimon when I'm swinging with Jesmon at the end of turn, and I need to get that draw before I hit security. But other times I do want to see the Koromon just for the Ukamon. It doesn't really come up unless you just need to, like, you swing with another body that you have on board with this egg. But I guess if I had to like really pick one, I'd probably just run all Koromons. Yeah, and that's it for the deck profile.
All right, guys. Well, that's the end of the video. I know this took a little over 2 months to get this deck profile out, but I wanted it done correctly. So thank you so much again, Cookie, for hopping on and sharing your deck profile to the viewers. But that's it for now. I hope everyone enjoyed it. If you did, then leave a like, subscribe for more content like this. And as always, everyone stay safe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.